As you guys know my background, I've never door knocked in my life, don't understand door knocking, it's not my cup of tea, not something that I do, but I know a lot of friends in the industry, a lot of people in my audience who've been asking me questions about door knocking. I just wanted to share one resource with you. About a year and a half ago, I met Sam Taggert, one of the best door knocker I've ever met in my life. And what I mean by that is, I mean personality, approach to door knocking. I've sat through his class. Actually, in this video, I wanted to share his interview when he was just getting started in door-to-door gig that he has now, a conference. He has like online university. And if you are on the market and you're looking to grow your door knocking division, your canvassing, your storm chasing division, I highly recommend you check Sam. Everybody I know who hired Sam or deal with him or went to his conference were extremely happy, and this is kind of a recommendation I like to give. If I don't hear negativity, I assume everything is smooth, everything is positive. I know if you have retail mentality like I do, it's really hard to switch retail and storm chasing mentality. I completely different mentalities, but I believe in 2019 to really win, you have to have both. You have to be open-minded and go in a direction where you haven't thought going maybe before. If you don't like what you're getting, maybe try new resources, try something new. So definitely check out this interview. So here's the deal. Sam is kind of on completely opposite table from me right now, because what I teach and what I've been preaching for the last 7 years is I'm not door knocking guy, and this guy, all he does, he's master door knocker. He pretty much, he's completely opposite. Like, you cannot be more opposite of me as this guy. But yet, for you guys, for all my audience, I want you to know that I'm trying to master anything that will help you to generate more leads, more business, and canvassing is one of them. You cannot ignore canvassing. As a matter of fact, the biggest companies in the country right now are the companies who dominate online and canvassing the same time.
Yep.
So for me to be successful, and for you to be successful, you have to kind of learn the same time your techniques on a door knock and your techniques on online marketing. So let's start with your story. Like, I've seen a few interviews about you. You have pretty cool, amazing career. So how did you come all about? What's your, like, let's start right after your college with the first job. How did you become who you become?
I'm gonna rewind it even more.
Sure.
I'm a 9-year-old.
Please do.
I'm a 9-year-old kid that gets this idea to go hunt for golf balls and sell them at the golf course and sell lemonade there. Then I'm the 11-year-old kid that found a coupon magazine to go knock doors and sell it there. And then I'm a 13-year-old kid that goes and paints addresses on the curbs, knocking doors. And then I'm like, oh, I'll get my buddies to do this. And I had 11 guys working for me all through middle school and junior high, painting the addresses, saying, hey, the firemen think it's a better idea that you have this on your curb. And then I'm 18, day after graduation, I ship out to Dallas and sold security systems. Did that for a year, then I moved to Argentina, lived there for 2 years, and sold the gospel, right? Knocked doors doing that. And then I came back and...
What church?
For the Mormon. I'm Mormon, LDS.
I see.
Hence from Utah. I know the stereotype's perfect. But hey, we make great door knockers because we have 2 years training grounds and white shirts and bikes, and we go out. They force you to hustle.
So that's the background right there.
That's the background, right? So 2 years grind.
So if you want to become good door knocker, just join
the church, get baptized, and it's like that's your training ground. A month later, I'm back out in Austin, Texas, selling security for another 6 summers, and then I did solar. So I was the VP of sales of a big solar company over the last couple of years. And then I've now just transitioned into full-time door-to-door. Basically, I call it like the association of door-to-door sales. My thing is unifying. I'm up-leveling and bringing honor and dignity back to direct selling. Essentially, it was alarms, and I did really well at the company I was at and built big teams, and then I ran big solar teams.
So what happened? I mean, sounds like perfect corporate career.
Yeah, I had a great job. I had a great life. And everybody calls me crazy for doing what I'm doing right now because no one's ever done it, right?
What is it you're doing right now? Like, let's transition to that. So you have perfect career, everything is good, everything you love, but what was not clicking, I guess? Like, you weren't happy, it wasn't your place? Like, why people quit, I'm pretty sure almost any, how would I say it?
Everybody wants to be in my shoes.
Exactly.
And then like,
people envy you. Every
Yeah.
person in the United States would love to be where you're at, and now you have it here and you drop out. What happened? Like, what's inside?
So that's actually a really good question. Nobody's ever asked me that. So honestly, it happened probably February last year. So I full-time left the position I was at in December, and just this last year. And about February, March, my heart left. I'll put it that way. Because I saw the industry was calling for what I was building.
Okay.
Meaning, my vision and mission was I saw, one, millennials and younger generations stuck behind their phone all day and not learning how to communicate. Have a real conversation that's like powerful and learn sales, which was the highest commodity in my opinion. Like if you could be a good salesperson, you're probably the most coveted position in any company, in my opinion.
True.
So I was like, why is nobody advocating that? And the old people like Grant Cardone and Brian Tracy's about to die and Cardone's like 60 and like I'm like no one's really advocating it in like a pure authentic form where I started doing a podcast, right? And then this podcast took off, DDD podcast, and everybody's like, man, we need more of that. Because you type in online door-to-door sales training and nothing pops up. Like there's not much.
Actually I have to interrupt you there because when I was trying to look you up, like you have few competitors or like almost the same names, but it's not you. It's almost like the same, like
there's
D2D.
one. Yeah, D2D Mastery. There's one.
Yeah. So, but
that's about it.
You have no association. Like it's just
no. And well, I mean, he does some good stuff, but it's like he doesn't really have a name, right? It was kind of like a guy that wanted to do some good stuff and didn't really have this network. Where me, I had been a really good all-star in a niche where everybody kind of knows each other in Utah, which is the door-to-door mecca, where you've got Vivint and Legacy.
How many Mormons are door knockers percentage?
A lot. So it's funny. You go to Utah and it's like a thing. It's like you go to college and in the summer you go knock doors. You make 20, 30 grand or 50 grand or whatever the guys make, and then you go back to school. And it's like that's a normal thing. Outside of Utah, it's like, wait, what? Like, you want me to go knock doors? But it's the culture there is much different to where it's like.
Is it like, would you say because people are nicer? I mean, I know like, you knock at my doors in Minneapolis, I'm gonna ask you to leave. I'm not like I'm not gonna be a nice person. Like I don't. You cold call me, I'm gonna hang up on you because I'm tired. Like you get 20 cold calls a day. You have hail comes, so you have 20 door knockers a day. I mean, you don't have time for it. Like really, like I mean, like come on.
100%.
And like, so is it a culture different in Utah or what is it?
Not from a consumer basis.
Okay.
It's more so from, we know, like, because a lot of people serve missions, right? So they'd already done it for a couple years. And so it's not this, like, unknown. And they see the success. So it's like we watch legit good business people go out, knock doors. It's not the guys that are all tatted up and smoking and whatever. It's like honorable, like smart, intelligent people going out and hustling.
Wow.
And we've watched companies like Vivint's about to sell for probably $5-6 billion build off of 3,500 door-to-door sales reps over the last few years. We watched
Vivint is doing a lot of things right now with YouTube makers, like YouTubers, like pretty much. It's the next big thing over there, I think.
Yeah, no, they're shifting a lot to try to boost their inside sales as well, right? And they do marketing and branding and stuff like that, but the bread and butter of their company has been built off of the streets.
5-6 billion, huh?
And you got, I mean, Solar City, for example, they had 1,600 reps, and the guy that went and built that is from Utah. I mean, like Trinity Power, they're the biggest solar company in the East Coast, doing hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue every year, and built off of, they were a traditional company that did leads and whatever. They brought in like this culture that we have and tripled, like quadrupled in a couple years. Like it's crazy.
If I want to write a book, how do you write a book?
That's a great question. So believe it or not, I failed English pretty much every year. Like I was smart, but when it came to English, you ask anybody that knows me. So if anybody's watching this and knows me and has ever gotten a text message from me, I just tell them don't judge. Like I can't spell. I don't know how to write an email.
So you have a ghostwriter?
No, I wrote the thing.
Oh.
So this is what happens. I'm sitting there in Lake Powell. I have a houseboat.
I'm looking for mistakes.
Yeah, I was like, if you find some, you probably will. I'm just going to tell you up front. No, so I'm in Lake Powell on a houseboat on a family vacation, and I get this, like, idea. And it's like, ding, and I was like, that's a brilliant thing. So it was ABCs of closing, which was 26 closes. So A for assumption close, B for bandwagon close, C for competition close. And because I'm like, man, there's no good training on, like, door-to-door closes on the door and in the home, right? And it's like there's all the general closes that we've heard, like the option close, but I'm like, let's like position it to the urgency building of an in-home sale. Because our goal is to knock it, sell it, close it, leave it, like move on, right?
Yeah.
It's like we want to make these things happen now. So it's a different sell than a lot of like conventional slow sales, right? And so I was like, there's nothing out there. I'm gonna write a book on this. And I found the wire, like the frame, and then that week in Lake Powell, while my family's out boating and they're all jumping on cliffs, I'm sitting there on a computer and I wrote the entire book.
In how long? Like,
in like a week in Lake Powell. The problem of writing a book is after you write it, then hell like all breaks loose, because it's like, oh, I have to edit it, and then I have to switch it, and I have to change how it's like
no, that's
flow.
the work. But
oh my god! I was like, I don't want to reread what I wrote. I wrote it. Like you go reread. So
exactly.
I sent it to like 4 different editors. I had like, you know, I sent it to as many people I knew. I'm like, will you please read this and make sure it doesn't sound like I'm an idiot? And and I just kept sending it to people. And then half the people, 95% of people won't read it, just let you know. And then the 5% that do give you good feedback, and then you just kind of it took me a week to write and 5 months to actually like.
Can I give you one tip on a book?
Yes.
So I'm a big reader. I really like it. I've seen this newest thing on Amazon Books that I've been buying, and when you go in the back, they literally will say how long it will take you to read it.
Oh, I like that.
So it's like it's a 2-hour read, for example, because and I've never seen it before, but Russell Brunson on his books, like I think it's an expert or something. So I go back to this like detailed book. It's gonna take me forever. I switch and it's like estimated time to read like 4 hours, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, it makes me want to kind of read it. Like,
exactly, 4 hours is like 2.5 movies. Instead of watching 2 movies like on Saturday nights, like it's just finish his book in 2 weekends, right? So when you put like that, and I notice it's pretty easier. Like you have illustrations, the text is big, so it's probably. I mean, if I would estimate,
it's not long.
I would estimate it's like 1.5 hours. Like guys, listen.
Yeah.
This book right here is probably worth like the same time as you would spend on watching a good movie.
It really. I had a guy read it in an hour and a half. And
exactly.
He literally bought it at DDD.
It'll take me 3 days though.
No, I know. I was like, me too. I'm like, my father-in-law, it would take him 24 minutes. And boom, he's crazy. And he reads like a book at the gym while he goes on a run. And I'm like, you finished that like on the treadmill? Like what?
Exactly.
But yeah, so it's not a crazy hard read, and it's cool because it's got like exercises. So like, I basically said like write down 3 reasons a spouse would not buy without talking to their other half, right? So then it's like, okay, I can prejudge like what they're about to say, so I'm ready for it when they do say it, stuff like that. So then you can actually like have some tangible things, and this is like your workbook that you use as a closer, and it applies to a roofing or it applies to a solar or whatever. It's pretty cool, and there's some good lines in there. So it was actual like takeaway lines I could tomorrow say this close in your house.
Apply it right away.
And it applies right away. Okay.
Thanks for your time, man.
Hey,
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys, check it out. Again, if you're in buying books, freaking $10 or whatever it costs.
Yeah.
How much is it?
It's like $20, but dude, just hit me up, DM me on Facebook. I'll give you a discount. Like.
Sounds good, man.
Hey,
thanks for your time. I appreciate it.
I mean, he has a lot of great content already. It's free. YouTube is free. Check it out. Let me know what you think in comments below. If you've attended one of his conferences or maybe hired him, would like to hear from you. Sam Taggert, keep up the good work, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching another one of my videos. Don't forget to subscribe. You know the gig. You know everything to do. That ring, whatever it is, just do it.